The views expressed in this program do not necessarily reflect those of this station.
Welcome to Insights into Northeast Michigan, a WBKB News public affairs program. Insights deals with the issues affecting those in the community, as well as Northeast Michigan and the state. And now, Insights into Northeast Michigan.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Insights into Northeast Michigan. I'm Lindsay DeLucia. Today, we're going to be talking about Giving Tuesday, something that's being benchmarked here in Alpena from the Community Foundation of Northeast Michigan. And first off, to tell me a little bit about it, I'm here with Katie Wolf, who is part of the Community Foundation. So thanks so much for joining us, Katie.
Thank you.
Of course. So first, I just want you to break it down for me. What is Giving Tuesday? Where did it come from? Just tell me all about it.
Giving Tuesday started out with a nonprofit in New York City about, well, this is the fourth year, so it would have been 3 years ago. And it was to tap into, there was this momentum around Black Friday and Shop Local Saturday and Cyber Monday. Mm-hmm. And so really trying to tap into the true spirit of the giving season, having a Giving Tuesday so that nonprofits could benefit from this and have people take a moment to step back when you get out shopping and there's all the material goods, mm-hmm. and think about those people who work all year round. And oftentimes, they volunteer or they practically volunteer because, the pay in nonprofits is not significantly mm-hmm. higher, but they give so much to their community. So we wanted to tap into that Giving Tuesday concept for our local communities.
Mm-hmm. And so did you guys approach different nonprofits? How did that work?
Well, we've really made it a very equal playing field. We put out a news release and we sent letters to those nonprofits that we've done work with, but it's open to all nonprofits, and it was really based on the first who responded. And so with the Community Foundation, we have a 4-county area that we serve immediately, but we also provide support to 5 other counties. So our Giving Tuesday, we're referring to it as Giving Tuesday Northeast Michigan, and so the acronym is Giving Tuesday NEMI, mm-hmm. and it's open to the whole 9-county area that comprises Northeast Michigan. So looking at from Iosca County all the way up to Sheboygan County and Mackinac mm-hmm. City.
And how many people did you get to respond back to you? How many nonprofits?
It was an amazing response.
Mm-hmm.
We put the information out Thursday, a week ago, and we had our annual conference, and when we came back that Tuesday evening, we almost had 30 applications already. So we set it for the first 25 in each area. And so at this point, we're still accepting a few, but we're pretty much at full limit right now. So
mm-hmm.
that says what the need is. People are very excited, but we intentionally made it very easy for people because these are very, very busy organizations, and this time of year they're particularly busy.
Mm-hmm. And so throughout when this first started off, like you said, in New York, how much of a success was it for up until now?
Well, they have raised over $60 million through Giving Tuesday, which is a lot of money,
yeah.
especially, when you're in this part of the state. And so, I participated in it a couple years ago, and we simply sent out a letter to our regular donors by email. Mm-hmm. And just that one email raised $15,000 for that particular organization.
Wow.
So what we find is that it generates new donors oftentimes, or people are always concerned, will that affect my end of the year giving? And it does, and it usually adds to it. Mm-hmm. So we're hoping this will be the same. Those who give online sometimes are very different than those who send their checks through the mail. Mm-hmm. But we hope we get both.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about what maybe you see with nonprofits in the area, what they struggle with, and why you think that they deserve this recognition and this giving.
Well, the nonprofits in our area, many of them are very small, or even if they're with larger organizations, they operate on a very, very tight budget, and so they have to deliver the services that they offer, but also generate funds. And so, that's really difficult to do both and do it really well. Mm-hmm. So we, as a community foundation, we see, part of our responsibility is to match donors with the causes that they're most interested in, but we also want to help build capacity with the nonprofits and provide them tools so that they can be more sustainable. And we thought this would be a kind of a fun way to do that, but also a fairly easy way for them.
So how does it all work? It's all online, and anyone can give, right? So tell me more about that.
Anyone can give. You will need to be able to use a credit card or a debit card because you'll have to have that information. But we're using the infrastructure for the Community Foundation, which is, a highly secured system. We've been using it since, the technology is allowed, and the Community Foundation has been around for 40 years. And so we're tapping into that infrastructure so that the Community Foundation is providing all the administrative support, all the processing. If someone goes online, they'll be able to see every nonprofit that's participating and just hit a give button, put a little bit of information in there, and then they'll immediately get a confirmation back electronically. But then afterwards, the Community Foundation will generate a formal letter to them that they can use for tax deduction purposes. So all of these nonprofits, anything that you give would be tax deductible.
And now you did say a little bit that you are kind of providing the infrastructure for these nonprofits, correct? They don't have to pay anything to get in?
No, it's absolutely no cost to the nonprofits. We are actually going to put some money into promoting it in the community, but the nonprofits do not have to pay anything. All they have to do is really get their registration form in and provide us a compelling statement of why they need support from the community, and that's pretty much it on their end. We'll take care of everything else.
And how much are you hoping to raise out of this? I mean, I know it's the first year here in Alpena, but why not go for the gold, right?
Well, we're thrilled that we have a really large representation of nonprofits, everything from the environment to education to healthcare to programs of giving coats for children and things like that. So there's anyone who's interested in giving back will find something that will match their interest. And right now, this year, we're not going to set an actual goal because it's our first year, and it's not something that the whole, giving online is relatively new in this part of the state. And so we're going to go a little bit easy on ourselves, but then we'll use what we raised this year as our goal for next year.
Gotcha, of course. And so just so everyone is clear, do you have to give on that Tuesday, and when is that Tuesday exactly?
Yeah. It's the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. So December 1st, when the clock strikes 12 o'clock, we will go live, and then it will continue for another 24 hours. And people will be able to go online and see the total amount that has been given collectively, and they'll also see how much time they have left to give. So we hope that we will do something really great for our communities.
And so that money goes directly to those nonprofits?
Yes.
All of that money?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll meet on the Wednesday afterwards. We'll have a nice little coffee and donuts breakfast at the Community Foundation, and we will share with each nonprofit that participated how much they raised. And then they can choose whether they have a check cut directly to them, or if they have a fund already with the Community Foundation, then they can choose to have it go in there as well.
Gotcha. Okay, well, we really appreciate you being here, Katie, and explaining to us all about Giving Tuesday. Everyone get on there and give, and we will be talking about which nonprofits are more involved. We'll be speaking with two representatives from two different nonprofits involved in Giving Tuesday, so stay tuned for that coming up next. Insights into Northeast Michigan, everyone. I'm Lindsay DeLucia. Today we're talking about Giving Tuesday, something that the Community Foundation for Northeast Michigan is doing for some of the nonprofits around here in town. And right now I'm here with one of those nonprofits, a representative from the Child Advocacy Care Center, Kelly Suffernick. Kelly, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So first, tell me a little bit about why you guys got involved. You were approached from the Community Foundation for Giving Tuesday. What did that mean to you?
Well, it is very important and such a unique opportunity for us at the Children's Advocacy Center, because not only is it funding for us that we can help meet our budget needs, it also is a great piece of awareness to let the community know that we are in our community, and that awareness lends to prevention.
And so what was the process from there on after you were approached by them?
The process was very simple. Katie Wolf, she did come into our center. We gave her a tour of the center and what we do, and it was an easy application that we had to fill out and send a mission statement to the Community Foundation.
So that's what I want to know a little more of. What do you guys do over at the Child Advocacy Care Center?
Well, we are a place where children come to our center that have been experienced allegations of abuse and neglect, whether it would be sexual abuse, physical abuse, neglect. There's all kinds of facets of that. Drug-endangered children, witness to violence, and exploitation of children.
And how have you seen that maybe change over the years, or where are you at statistically within this year?
Well, within this year, we have doubled our medical exams at this point, up until this point for 2015, and also we have surpassed our forensic interviews. We will, what I kind of like to say is we get these kids on the road to healing. We offer their forensic interviews, their medical exams, we refer to behavioral health and any of the needs that they would need going forward in that process of healing.
So you said it's doubled who you're seeing since last year. Why do you think that is?
I believe that it is doubled because of the awareness and also the amount of reports that come in to law enforcement and CPS.
And why do you think it is that more people are reporting, just because of the awareness, or why do you think maybe people weren't reporting before?
Well, I don't know that they weren't reporting before, but the fact is we work with a multidisciplinary team approach and response, and that includes law enforcement, CPS workers, medical providers, forensic interviewers, victim advocates, and we all come together as a team approach. And all those agencies working together is a very positive thing.
Absolutely. And your title at the center is what exactly?
The program coordinator, and I also do the forensic interviewing.
Okay, so tell me what you've seen. I know that you have had experience even before being at this specific center within the area in the past few years, correct?
Yes.
So tell me maybe what you've seen change from where you've been before to being at the Child Advocacy Care Center now.
I believe that the law enforcement and CPS work very closely with the Advocacy Center. We have multidisciplinary team meetings once a month to make sure that these families and the children don't fall through the cracks.
And how many children are really age-wise, what do you see come in for help?
Well, we start at age 3, and we see them through their 18th birthday. So it just depends. We have peaks and valleys on all of those, but you know, the kids reporting would probably be our 7 to 12-year-old that would be the most that want to tell their story.
And what do you see from the law enforcement side? You say now that there's a lot of transparency between you two. That's what I take from it. So what do you think that they feel having the Child Advocacy Care Center in town in the community to kind of work together with?
Well, we work closely with law enforcement, and they are very on board with the Child Advocacy Center. Some of the agencies do have certain officers or troopers that are just assigned to the Child Advocacy Center so that we are not getting different officers each time coming in.
And you are a non-for-profit organization. Tell me a little bit about how that works.
Well, not-for-profit, our organization, we work on grant funding that probably I would say around 2/3 of our budget. So the other piece we do need to match with fundraisings and different donations from the community.
And have you been involved with the Community Foundation before in terms of funding?
Not until this point, no.
And so how do you find that what specific things will that funding go towards for you guys?
It would go towards our contracted victim advocates and our contracted forensic interviewers. It would go for the contracted services that besides myself, I'm the only full-time employee there.
Okay, so you have a lot of volunteers, I take it?
Not at this point, we don't. Because of the subject matter, we can't really have too many different volunteers come in. We do have the advocates that come in on a daily basis. They'll be available for us.
So why do you find, obviously funding is important to the center and it keeps it running. Why do you find the center so important to the area in general?
Well, it's because it's a comfortable, safe place for a child to reveal their deepest, most secrets, their trauma in their life. We will provide them with a trauma-based behavioral health specialist afterwards, and non-offending parents and family members will have the same opportunity. So it's mostly healing.
Right. And do you see a trend? I mean, like you were saying before, we touched on it before, you've seen it double the your treatments, and because of the more reporting that you've seen going on, but do you see a possible trend in just these instances happening in the area, or is it just that the spreading awareness is helping take care of it?
I would say spreading awareness helps to take care of it, but I think by working together with different agencies on our MDT team, we get together and we discuss these cases, and it provides us the need for medical exams.
Anything else you want to add about the center here in town? I know you guys are located at Alcona Health.
Well, I would like to give you the phone number to centralize intake for reporting, which is 855-444-3911.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kelly, for being here. We appreciate it and all the information and your time.
Thank you.
And coming up next, we'll be speaking with Megan Goss of the Great Lakes Stewardship Initiative to talk about more about being a nonprofit involved in Giving Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Insights into Northeast Michigan. I'm Lindsay DeLucia. Today we're talking about Giving Tuesday, something new that the Community Foundation is doing here in Alpena. And we're going to be speaking right now with someone from the Great Lakes Stewardship Initiative, Megan Goss. She's here with us right now to tell us more about their involvement in Giving Tuesday. So thanks so much for joining us, Megan.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So now, when we were talking with Katie, she mentioned a little bit about how their nonprofit title is pretty wide and labels a lot of, it's not a very strict label that they're doing for this Giving Tuesday. So you guys kind of fall under that category. Tell me your involvement with the Community Foundation and how you got involved in Giving Tuesday.
So the Northeast Michigan Great Lakes Stewardship Initiative, it's a network of education and community partners. And one of our key community partners is actually the Community Foundation.
Okay.
They are a member of our leadership team, and it is because of their involvement that we're able to have an endowment fund that allows us to help connect funds that we have with area schools to allow them to have these projects that allow them to enhance student learning by having students complete projects that benefit the community and environment.
And what made you guys get interested in Giving Tuesday when you were approached about it by the Community Foundation?
It seemed like a really great fit as far as what we do as a regional initiative. We have a wide serving range, 8 different counties in Northeast Michigan, and through this Giving Tuesday opportunity, it allows us to enhance what we already do with schools and help improve how we can have students really completing projects that allow them to have more hands-on learning.
Yeah.
So it just seemed like a really great fit, and when we were approached, we immediately decided to initiate an application.
So tell me more about that, what you guys do, even on a yearly basis. What were some big projects this year that you faced, and over the years, how maybe it's changed?
Okay. Well, we are, as I previously stated, we're a network. So we are in a regional initiative of different community and education partners that work to have students complete projects that can benefit the local environment. And here where we're located, if you think, we are in such an area that is so Great Lakes and natural resources rich.
Yeah.
Having an opportunity like this really allows students to take advantage of their local place. So we help to enrich student learning, and then we also try to help empower youth as stewards, and then we help to foster these school community partnerships. So allowing schools to connect with different community partners gives them more content related to these different areas of expertise, and it allows students also to learn about different careers and natural resources and how they can seek these type of professional opportunities locally within their own home.
Yeah, and do you see maybe, or before you guys started doing this, like a disconnect between the students and even just what's in their own backyard? I mean, they have so many resources to learn from here, like you said, so why do you think it's important to get them really hands-on connected with that?
Well, having hands-on learning opportunities like this really allows students to apply what they're learning, and it gives opportunities for students that might not necessarily be traditional learners to really be able to apply what they're learning and get to have these different kinds of opportunities where they can see what's in their own backyard and really become aware of what a great area we live in terms of natural resources and history and things like that. So it really allows students to open their eyes to what's around them.
And I know you guys do a lot of specific things. We've been out to your different camps before and things like that. So specifically, what types of projects do you do with these kids?
Well, we do a wide range of different projects. Some students complete water quality monitoring. We also have students that, for instance, in Onaway High School, they're raising 250 heads of lettuce hydroponically, and this lettuce will go to help support their cafeteria, and so the students are actually helping to have healthy food in their lunchroom. Also, students are doing investigations related to marine debris and plastic pollution, for instance, trawling for microplastics in the Great Lakes, or even just completing inquiries within their own lunchroom, exploring how much plastic they're consuming and what they can do to limit that plastic use. Other opportunities include ecotourism, so connecting students with area community partners to develop signage. For instance, in Naguagon State Park, the signs in that park are actually designed in cooperation with community partners by students. So there's a wide range of opportunities. We also help facilitate pollinator gardens, and this is all completed by the educators, but also the community partners. And that's our major goal as the network, is trying to make these partnerships that can help encourage and improve student learning.
And so why are these funds so important that you could be getting through Giving Tuesday or with the Community Foundation? What does it allow you guys to do even further?
Well, while we are a network of different education and community partners, it does cost money to get students outside of the classroom. So for instance, on average, for one student to complete a place-based education activity over the span for a full project, it's about $30 per student. To fund bus transportation, to have students get outside of the school, it's about $100. And then also, if you look at other opportunities, for instance, with the Glass Bottom Boat, with one of our community partners, Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary and Alpena Shipwreck Tours, it's about $500 to fund 65 students to have a Glass Bottom Boat tour. And also, if you look at providing professional development for teachers, it's about $250 to have a teacher attend an opportunity that allows them to gain more content and training to help implement these different kinds of projects in the classroom. So the funds, they can help support these projects, and all the funds will go directly to benefit area schools. And we have a wide county range, 8 different counties, so we really try to divide and extend these benefits to as many schools as possible.
Of course. Well, anything else you want to add about your relations here with the Community Foundation and what you hope for in the upcoming Giving Tuesday?
Well, we are just so thankful to be a part of this Giving Tuesday, and we are really appreciative for the Community Foundation for making it such an easy process to be able to join, and we are hoping that there will be a good response from the community, and we're really hoping to connect the schools and the communities together through this Giving Tuesday.
All right, great. Well, thanks so much, Megan, for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, and thank you for watching Insights into Northeast Michigan, everyone. Tune in next week to hear more about what's going on in our community. Thanks for watching.
Insights into Northeast Michigan is produced by WBKB News. If you have any comments, suggestions, or topics you would like to see on a future show, please email WBKB News. This has been a production of Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation. All rights reserved.
The furniture and set design for this episode of Insights is provided by Young Appliance Art Van Furniture on US 23 South, Alpena.